Unlike the medical bills that we were talking about a moment ago, medical bills, we all know when you have a catastrophic injury, the bills start immediately, the requirement to pay for them starts immediately. The legal representation, there's never a charge because all of these legal bills for collecting the money from the responsible party's insurance company are to handle what's called a contingency fee. And that simply means that the lawyers never get paid for handling the case until down the road when there is this recovery. They then get a percentage of whatever the recovery is. And let me address that for just a moment too. A lot of people have heard over their lifetimes, television shows, whatever, that the lawyers always take 1/3 of whatever the recovery is. That's sort of the common knowledge and belief. Fact of the matter is, in our firm, we don't have any set percentage for any type of case that we take on a contingency fee basis. Some of our cases that we would take, the fee could be 30%, 25%, 20%, even 15%. If, for example, you have a clear liability case where all the lawyer is going to have to do is process the claim. If, on the other hand, you've got a highly questionable liability issue, and that the lawyer is going to have to spend a lot of their own money, time, energy, and effort, and still may lose the case. If the lawyer is going to have to take the case and is at risk for the money they've put out in addition to the time, energy, and effort they've had to put into the case, if the lawyer's at risk, then the fee may be 35 or 37%. So what we do with every new case that comes into us, potential new case that comes to us, is we roundtable the case among all the lawyers and staff in the office. And we say, here's what we know about the case. Here's what we think we can do for the client. And we then go back to the client, the potential client, and say, here's how we have evaluated the case internally in our firm. And here's what we propose to you as what we think it would be a fair contingency fee, a fair percentage for us to receive when the money is collected, whether the money, and sometimes it can be 2 or 3 years before the money is collected. If you have to file suit, you have to go to court, you have to have a trial, it's going to be a couple of years. The good news for the injured party and their family is they don't have to pay for any of that legal representation during that 1, 2, 3 years, however long it takes. Other fee situations, when there are guardianships that need to be set up, when there are trusts that need to be set up, sometimes, if the family can afford it, then those fees are paid for on an hourly rate basis when the service is needed and performed by the law firm. If, on the other hand, the family can't afford it and there's no money available to pay for it, then the law firm will go ahead and do the service anyway. And when the money is recovered from the insurance company down the road 2 or 3 years or whatever it is later, those fees are then paid just as on a contingency fee basis.